What in the world? Hi, my name is Alex and I welcome you to today's video. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom takes place hundreds of years after the events of Wrath of the White Witch, and even though the official collaboration with Studio Ghibli was not continued in the second part of the saga, former employees of the Japanese animation studio are once again on board with designer Yoshiyuki Momose and composer Joe Hisaishi. This time too, a person is transported to the fairy tale parallel world. However, not a small child as in the first part, but a president who falls victim to a violent explosion on the way to a summit meeting. But even in the castle, where President Roland comes back to life in a changed state, danger is imminent. After the death of King Leonard and a successful coup of Lord Mausinger, the young heir to the throne, Evan Pettywhisker Tildrum, is now also due to get his neck. Together with Roland, however, he manages to escape the occupied castle in one piece and gather courage for a new beginning. With Roland by his side, Evan even decides to found a completely new kingdom, from where he would one day like to see all the inhabitants of this world peacefully united. From this starting point the adventure begins, in the course of which gradually more and more companions join the heroes. With a big goal in the back, the only thing left to do is to convince the other nations of his plan, and that is easier said than done. Already at his first stop in the gambling metropolis Goldpaw, where even court rulings are diced, instead of diplomatic talks he has to conduct delicate fraud investigations up to the highest ranks. But with further support from his new friends, even these obstacles are overcome, which is when the story really takes its course. Which, of course, we don't want to spoil any further. Unlike the first game, the battles take place in real time, which makes the action much more dynamic. Depending on the location, up to 3 directly controllable heroes and up to 4 indirectly controllable troops can take part in the battles, which take place directly on the scene or in front of a thematically suitable setting, similar to the Tales of games. Not only can you quickly switch between the 3 active heroes at any time, but you can also switch between 3 equipped melee weapons and 1 ranged weapon at an instant. This is not only advantageous when facing flying enemies or enemies with different resistances, but also allows you to selectively charge and discharge weapons to increase the power of individual combat skills. More mechanics in the combat system make the game a bit too easy in its regular mode, while the hard mode is a bit too difficult. Even the boss fights, which are interesting in themselves, should not pose a major challenge to experienced players. Unlike the towns and dungeons, the walkable overworld is presented in a chibi look. In addition, you can also create your own kingdom in this mode. So, similar to a building strategy game, you construct new buildings, populate them with capable people and research new products to manufacture and use afterwards. The whole thing goes so far that you can navigate your own troops in a kind of horde mode to defend yourself. The fairy tale-like presentation also deserves praise. The game world and characters look like something out of an anime. The gambling paradise Goldpaw, for example, evokes memories of Spirited Away. Lovely details and animations repeatedly blur the boundaries between game and cartoon. Some of the level design even has real action-adventure qualities, as you can create mushroom stairs with a growth swell, set propeller blossoms in motion with a gust of wind, or slide across gaping chasms on water fountains you ignite yourself. However, as enchanting as most of the story locations are, the many bonus dungeons that can be discovered off the main routes seem rather generic. The offer of side quests is also lush, but in contrast to the main tasks, very generic. From a technical point of view, Ni no Kuni 2 is also convincing on the Switch. However, this only applies to the normal cities and dungeons for the most part. The strategy mode and the chibi look makes Nintendo's hybrid consoles sweat again and again, which leads to framerate problems. Apart from a lower resolution, I didn't notice any other drawbacks. So let's come to a conclusion. Ni no Kuni 2 once again takes you into a fairy tale-like anime world a la Studio Ghibli, whose characters, settings and stories are staged in an immensely charming way. Themes and storytelling may be rather childish, the game flow not always optimal, and the unfortunately not adjustable difficulty level too harmless, but it's hard to escape the magic of this adventure. For these reasons I rate Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom for the Nintendo Switch an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. If you liked it, we would be very happy about a like and a subscription, or if you're interested in getting early access to our future reviews, feel free to visit our Patreon page.
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.